I've got nothing that I'm going to be really teaching you guys per se. No big Johnson 40-minute lecture with a few questions and all that other kind of fun stuff. What today is mostly is me talking about a project that you guys will be doing, one of two projects you'll be doing this semester. And is it anything super duper crazy challenging? Because usually you hear projects and you're like, oh, it needs to be a whole lot of everything. No, it needs to be sort of a whole lot of stuff, but it doesn't have to be anything super duper crazy either. You guys have seen my presentation since the beginning of the semester. You kind of get an idea of where I go with everything. If you're not sure, you can take a look back at them, okay? But usually I hit a topic, I hit some key points behind that topic, okay? Ask a few questions along the way, and then roll out with some sort of summary, all right? And that's what you guys are gonna do for this next module. So as opposed to me teaching you about John Adams and his presidency, like I did with Washington yesterday, it's going to be y'all's responsibility, all right, to take a look at me and Andrew Jackson. What is up with us today? It's up for you guys to take a look at John Adams's presidency, all right, and teach me a few things about it. But Mr. Johnson, I don't know anything about him. I don't know what to do. Where do I start? Not a problem. Not a problem, because I've got it all laid out right here for you in this handy-dandy canvas apparatus, okay? Let's take a look. Let's take a look. Conduct independent research on the presidency of John Adams. Your research should be presented on either Google Slides, Google Sites. In addition, your presentation should contain the following elements. Pause. Yes, I said Google Slides or Google Sites, okay? But, and I guess I'll change this in a second. You don't want to do that stuff? Do it as a podcast. Write up everything, get it all outlined. Give me a recording of you talking about it. You want to do a video? Do a video about it, okay? Anything. Can you just do Andrew? You can do Andrew Jackson a little bit. Andrew Jackson's pretty baller. Don't get me wrong. And I do not like Andrew Jackson all that much, but he's a baller. And there's some great stuff that happened leading up to his presidency and how he became presidency. It is politics blowout personified, early American politics blowout personified. Craziness, all right? But we can wet our teeth there, young Mr. Flores, on John Adams, all right? And be happy I'm not making you do one on his son, John Quincy Adams, because his presidency was a dud, okay? Anywho, so you got John Adams. Yes, you can do it as a Google Slides. You can do it as a video. You can do it as a podcast. You can do it on all sorts of things, all right? It just doesn't have to be, and I'm going to change this probably, Google Slides or Google Site. Google Site is their website version. So if y'all want to do a website, that's pretty cool as well, all right? Anyway, so you're going to have a title slide or a title or an introduction piece, okay? You're going to have a statement to tell you what your presentation covers, all right? Simple background about John Adams. When was he born? What was his role in establishing this country, okay? What were his general political beliefs? And what political party did he align himself with? Because even though Washington had warned against political parties, all right, we have a situation where it didn't take but the time for Washington's farewell address to dry, all right, before political parties were formed. And if you think about it, okay, the parties had been establishing themselves even before Washington's speech. We had our Federalists, okay, who were all about strong centralized government. We don't need an amendment to the Constitution. We got it all spelled out right here. And your anti-Federalists who are all like, man, you can't have no strong federal government. You have a strong federal government, it's going to be another dictatorship. It's going to be like a king. We can't live with kings anymore. All right. So you're going to have that kind of a situation going on. So you've got those two essentially political parties which have formed at the time of the creation of the Constitution, and they're just going to come into full bloom after Washington leaves office. Anyways, John Adams, what political party did he belong to? All right. His administration. Give me two domestic policy issues, okay? Two domestic policy issues that he had to deal with when he was president. Two foreign issues that he had to deal with when he was president, all right? I'm giving you a hint here. I'm saying you best have the Alien Sedition Acts in there, okay? And you best have the XYZ affair and the quasi-war in there. Okay? All right, so those two things. Election of 1800. Who was running in the election of 1800? What was the outcome of the election? What was the significance of the election? Bang! Okay? Pretty much. It's all right there for you. Laid out. When did John Adams die? Give me some wrap up about him. What was it? He died. When did he die? What famous person died not too long or died around the same time period as John Adams? Very interesting. What else? What else? Each slide or page should contain the following information. Title, subheading, bullet points summarizing information. Don't copy and paste large box of text on there, man. It's a presentation. It's a presentation. All right. I don't need you to like copy something out of Wikipedia and throw it in there. It's size 6 font that I can't read that stuff. I mean, I can read it, but you get the point. Okay. Don't be having no hyperlinks in there that were the Wikipedia hyperlinks where you got the information from. All right. You guys are getting yourself ready for your next level of education experience and your next level of presentations. And ain't no college professor want to see anything that looks like garbage, basically. So, and if you have questions about layouts and fonts and things like that, just let me know and I'll help you with that. All right. As a rule of thumb, if you're doing a PowerPoint presentation, for me, I use size 20 font. All right. You can go as high as 22, as small as 18. You do not want to overburden your text or your slide, okay, with text. All right. If you notice all of my slides, they tend to have one image that supports 4 or 5 bullet points. There are sometimes, okay, there are sometimes when I break my own rule, okay, and I go heavy in text. That just happens sometimes. But that is an exception. It is not the norm. And you can look through all of my presentations, all right, and you'll find maybe 2 or 3 of the, good God, 15, 20 that we've gone through that may violate that rule of thumb that I'm talking about there. All right. So title, subheading, bullet points, summarizing information. Do not copy large text blocks. One image to support your text. And somewhere in there, give me some videos. I need two videos. You can either embed them into your presentation, okay, or you can give me the link to them. All right. That's what we are looking at. That's what we're looking at. This is counting as a project grade, so it's more than a quiz grade, a little bit more than a test grade, all right? And because of this, I'm giving you 2 weeks to put this together, all right? If I were a teacher, I'd be able to put it together in one evening, and I'd be pissed off that I had to do it in one evening, but I could do it in one evening if I had to. But I've been doing it for a while, so I kind of got the feel and the flow of everything, all right? That's what I'm looking at. So what does this actually look like in the real? In the real. Let's go over here and have some fun. Actually, first, let me back up. Does anybody have any questions about anything? Off the top. Does everybody understand what I'm looking for off the top? Give me a yes in the comment section. But I'll thank you, Michelle. Or I'll settle for a good. Or show good. See, honest, y'all doing me right, making me proud. I like it. All right. So let's go ahead and take a quick look at one of these classic presentations. Heck, we'll even go back and look at Washington. I don't know if you guys have ever noticed at times whenever I do my presentation, sometimes I'll stop. Well, maybe I don't know, good for this class. I'll look at them and I'll be like, ooh, I need to make some changes. I'm doing it a lot with my civics class. I have to redo my entire civics stuff because I hate it all. I hate every part of it. I just need to redo it completely. Let's look at, I'll just do the Articles of Confederation, Constitution. I should have just done Washington. Well, yeah, let's do Washington because it's the closest to what we're looking at right now. And you guys can use this as your own personal kind of guide in going through this, all right? Washington's presidency, objective. That would be your introduction piece, okay? Boom. Oh, Lord, it's going to take forever. and day. There we go. Go back. All right. So again, some background information about Washington. Okay, yeah. We have a few extra little bit of, this is kind of interesting piece in here. Oh, look, we're looking at his domestic policy, okay? You'll be doing the same thing for Mr. Adams, all right? Giving a few big things that they're famous for and things that happened. You know, Judiciary Act of 1789. Got a copy of the Judiciary Act of 1789. Goes along with it, all right? Ideally, you'll get some pictures of individuals or events that are happening, okay, because that's kind of the fun stuff. Like with the Whiskey Rebellion, that there's a tax collector. He's been tarred and feathered. And that there's an angry white man with a club in his hand. Fast forward to 2021. A little bit too soon for that joke? Maybe. But you get the idea. You want to have posters, you want to have images that support what we are talking about that goes along with your presentation. This is an example of what I said don't do, okay, but that I tend to do every once in a while. Large block of text, okay, large block of text with just a large block of text, okay. Typically, you see when I do bullet points, short bullet points giving information, support information, or supporting image. That's what you want to do. Building a question, okay? Boom, 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 boom. You should try and keep between 3 and 4 bullet points per. It's righty, Sal. You should try and keep 3 or 4 bullet points, you know, in there per slide. Okay, not a whole lot of stuff. Try and avoid. See, this one I need to put an image on there. I need to go back and do that. But that's a review, so I didn't necessarily need to do that. But if there are slides every once in a while, I'm like, I didn't put an image in there. Okay, didn't put an image in there. Okay, no image on this one either. I must have gotten tired or lazy, one of the two. All right, but it happens. It happens. All right. Everything else has something that kind of goes along with it and supports the actions behind it. So that's what you guys are going to do for John Adams. You're not having to, you know, create something super crazy, super in depth and everything like that. Just something basic so that we get the idea and you get the idea about John Adams and his presidency, in particular, okay, those domestic issues, the XYZ affair, quasi-war, Alien Sedition Acts, okay? Those are big things with his presidency. And his death is actually pretty big as well. Let's go back and take a look at this module for some wrap-up information. All right, where do I start, Mr. Johnson? Where do I start? It's a lot of information. I don't know where to start. Boom. Okay, I'm giving you some great spots to start off to find out some information. Now, for John Adams, you can just do a Google search on John Adams. You can get all kinds of videos on him. You can get all kinds of resources on him. But if you're feeling stuck, and don't know where to go, you can look at ushistory.org. You can look at Khan Academy, and you can look at let's think of what the White House one is all about. Let's take a look. Oh, this look goes right to John Adams. Ooh, look at John Adams. Ooh, he's so pretty looking up there. Look at him. Look at John Adams. Ooh. Oh, look at all this information on John Adams right here. Ooh. Ooh. Don't pull all your information from one source. Don't pull all your information from one source. You best be using 2 to 3 sources, okay? Bang, all right? A lot of good information right there to help you get started, all right? Let's see what my other one is. How nice was I? How nice was I? How nice was I? American history. No, wasn't that nice on this one. So you're going to have to look around here for John Adams. Revolution ends. We know that. Drafting the Constitution. We know that. George Washington. We know that. Bill of Rights. Okay. Jefferson ideology, election of 1800. Oh, we got to go back before then. The Adams presidency, the Alien and Sedition Acts, the life and times of John Adams. Woo! It's all right there for you. Woo! You can't go wrong, all right? Bang! Another hookup. Let's look at the last one. Oops, that's the White House. Sorry. Khan Academy. What do I have right there? Mr. Long is blowing leaves right now. And so if you can hear it in the background. See, so you and me, brother, you and me. You got this down. Oh, presidency of John Adams. All right. This might have to be refreshed because it should have some more information. Oh, now it's thinking, that's all. So the link for Khan Academy, which is going to take a little bit longer to pop up. Maybe it'll pop up while I'm talking. Will give you more information about John Adams and his presidency. It'll hit all those big things, all right? But those first two sources I gave you should be ample information to get you to where you need to be. So I'm going to close this out, close it out, close this out, close it out. Oh, there we go. John Adams presidency, Khan Academy. Ooh, it's just taking so long to load. Ooh, so long, Khan Academy. Why are you so long? All right, and so while that's still thinking, we're going to jump back over to our thing. All right. So you've got the resources. You got pretty much everything that you need to get going with this thing. But I want to also, before you go there, is take a look at the rubric. The rubric. The rubric. The rubric. All right. So this assignment is worth 21 points. Again, it's due February 21st. All right. What do we have to do? Content. Does your project contain all the elements? Okay. What elements are we talking about? All of this stuff right here. Okay. You have all that stuff in place. Sub-content. What do I mean by that? Presentation contains all the things, XYZ, affair, quasi, war. Okay, yeah, got all that stuff. Alien Sedition Act. All right, yeah, cool. All right, it's all laid out for you right there. If you do the basics and just hit everything that's up there, you'll run somewhere in the 80s to maybe 90 range. If you get a full, if you do everything above and beyond, you'll get that 100% on it for sure. Layout. Here's where it gets funky now. Here's where it gets funky. President's and slide page contains title, subheadings, bullet points, summarized information. Do not copy and paste large text blocks. This is where people will easily lose points. Okay, they'll easily lose points on this one. Most folks will drop into the 4s. Some will drop into the 3s, just depending. All right. Text. Presentation contains text that is a summary of information and presented in bullet points. Text. Ooh, look at that. There's 2 chances to lose points. So you would lose point in the layout. You lose 2 points or so in the layout, and you could potentially lose 2 points under the text. As you can tell, I am very much not into large text blocks. Okay, not into large text blocks. Images. Do you got your images on there? Videos. Do you got your videos in there? All right. Related to the topic. All right. Did you do a podcast, video, or a website? Okay, you get full parts, or you get full credit on that one, or full points on that one. Did you do a Google Slides or a Padlet or something like that? If so, then you get 4 out of 5 points. That's your call. If you're nailing all this other stuff without any problem, and you go 1 point's not going to kill you. 39 out of 40 is still in the 90s. That's all I'm trying to say. All right. Full marks appearance. Does this thing look like it's something? You got it all going on? Yeah, you do. Now, you're thinking to yourself, I don't want to do all that stuff. That stuff takes a lot of time. That takes a lot of time. And it will take time. And you have 2 weeks to work on it, okay? If you wanted to, one approach would be to get all your information, create your outline, and then record a podcast, okay? Record a podcast. And for your podcast that you create, all right, you would basically divide it up into these various sections, all right? Your introduction statement. Hey, this is Johnson Podcast, Room 14 History. I'm here today to talk to you about President John Adams. The first thing that we're going to cover, and kind of break it up that way. So it's almost like you are reading your outline of John Adams, okay? That's all you would have to do. As long as you hit all this information, okay, talk about his death and then summarize everything, then you don't have to worry about all this layout and technical stuff because, hey, you basically just talked about it. And so if you do a well done podcast that contains all of the elements that you would need to contain, okay, you'll end up with a 40 on it. The only thing, you don't have to worry about this presentation videos, okay? You don't have to worry about the large text blocks and everything like that. So that's just something to think about, something that may be more challenging because you have to do that audio recording, all right? Or it could be something that would be super easy because you don't have to put all these other pieces together. It just depends on how you feel about doing all of this stuff, all right? I do either one, to be perfectly honest. Just depends on how I feel. All right, and that's that. Do we have any questions about presentations or podcast or anything like that? No, feeling good. Thank you, Marcos. All right. Good deal, Miss Honeycutt. Anchor, the Anchor app on your phone is pretty good for doing podcasts. Hold on. I can't find, I hit the wrong button. Anchor is a pretty good one. Anchor, let me go back. I have to go back and redo my account because I got logged out. There's the app right there, Anchor. Okay, it's actually pretty good. It gives you like background sounds and everything, so you can really do a cool job with it. So it's not just you in an echoey room talking, but you can have like that's me making theme music in the background and all the other kind of fun stuff going on. So if you have any questions about that, let me know. I can help you out. Oh, and that's really it, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. I just want you to kind of get an idea of what this project is about, let you know where to go and get some information. Okay, I'm giving it to you. Take a look at your options for putting this thing together and all that other kind of fun stuff. All right. If you have no questions, it's Thursday, so you don't have me in class tomorrow, but I will put a check-in, attendance check-in for you tomorrow. Keep an eye out for that. There's nothing else. Have a fun, safe weekend. Stay warm, stay dry, watch out for the ice, okay, and all that other kind of crazy stuff. Peace. See you guys on Monday.